What's up, guys? There's this concept, jack of all trades, master of none. And this means, and this kind of has to do with some of the stuff I was talking about when I did my videos on grit. But if you spread your focus, too much into too many different places, or if you're unable to focus, too long on one specific thing. So say you work on something for 2 years and then you move to something else, you're never fully mastering something. My take on this is I love the stimulation of doing many different things. I love it. And I don't mind if I'm not the best at everything. So, for example, I've been getting into running recently. I'm not going to stop doing everything else I enjoy doing to focus specifically on running. Music is something I enjoy doing, and that's something I haven't touched on in a while, where once upon a time I was really focused in on that. But to me, I like being in a lot of different places, and I feel like in a lot of ways my overarching goal is to achieve things, and that is what stays consistent. So when I'm dabbling with a lot of different things, this is what ends up happening. First of all, I don't get bored. It keeps me interested. Second of all, whenever I come back to one of the things that I enjoy doing, for example, I'll use running, and then I'll talk about vlogging. Move to vlogging, I have a fresh, I'm very interested in doing that thing. So as opposed to, if I only focused on running, I would be so bored and I'd have an urge to want to spend more time vlogging. And I feel like there is a lot of cross influence for me. That's like the greatest thing I take from all this is, I stay busy, but I pull influence from all of the things that I'm involved in. And, I'm studying this book, or I'm reading this book called The Myths of Innovation right now. And they were talking about some of the great inventors of the world, they would say that, some of these people would get their inspiration when they take time off. And it's because, they put in the work, and then when they go relax, it would give the subconscious that ability to, do the work for them. A lot of these great inventors, they were workaholics, and that they would spend a lot of time on different projects. So, when one artist would focus on one thing, and then they go and they switch over to something completely different. So, like I forget who it was, Michelangelo or one of these guys would spend time painting, and then he'd be done with that, and then he'd move over to a different project that had that challenged like a different area of his mind, like inventing or something like. I think he came up with the idea of the helicopter back in the 1500s, and then he'd switch over to something different. So he was constantly involved, but he was constantly involved in many different things. And of course, this keeps you busy without being burned out, and this keeps challenging your creativity, and it just keeps helping you grow, despite the fact that you are jumping around to different things. So this is kind of my take on this, because I've heard a lot of people this is a concept that's really pushed, like you got to concentrate on one trade, you got to concentrate on one thing. And my thoughts are, no, you can spread yourself out, but if you do have some overarching goal in life, that is kind of the one thing that holds everything together. And to me, just that simple goal of I would just want to achieve things, it kind of brings everything into perspective, even if some things do sound random, like music and kickboxing or something like that. You know what I mean? So anyway, well, cool beans, guys. Peace, peace, and have a good one.